odd situation over on BBC TV's Question Time this week. Very occasionally they book a comedian. This week though they decided to book Paddy McGuinness. Now Paddy's relationship with the BBC has not gone well of late. His main show, A Question of Sport, was axed. Quite frankly, he was left dismayed, and Paddy's now been in the limelight more for his marital woes than his actual comedy. But there he popped up on, of course, the premier show of political chat over on the BBC. Well, why do it? Well, quite frankly, some people, cynics, may say that next year he has a very big tour up and down the United Kingdom, including a date at the world famous London Palladium. So it's great publicity to remind people. But you know, the biggest danger when you involve comedy with politics is always a huge fraught danger. Paddy basically decided to discuss the lapse of, shall we say, proactiveness from the current government, 14 years in fact, but he also described himself as a floating voter. Not many people bought that, because he also pointed out to another panellist, Wes Streeting, that it should be a shoo-in for Labour to be able to take the political power later this year. Now, the bigger problem for this, as we saw with Steve Coogan and his Dr. Seuss, well, that's coming to London very shortly. And if you recall, Steve Coogan decided to basically say that people who like the royal family, well, let's just say he mocked them. Not a clever move. Now, as I often point out here on the show, the biggest problem you have with a comedian is you're meant to be funny. Once you become political, you literally shred half of the 50% audience that may have paid those expensive tickets to see you on tour. Now, while Question Time might be basking in some PR, will Paddy be looking at empty seats? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.